What's up, YouTube? I am Saint Riot. Sane Ryan, Sin Reiner. Whatever. That's me, my name. This is one of my favorite builds right here. Carian Greatsword, Gavel of Hyma, Carian Piercer, Magic Sword, True Combos, Carian Grandeur, Parry Shield. Just looking like an absolute derelict. Looking like an absolute snack as some, jank old Carian Knight. Also, Gavel of Hyma. I love the Carian Knights in Elden Ring. I think that they're like the coolest faction of knights in the game. These absolute badasses not only fought and held off the Golden Order and the armies of Radigan, but also the Knights of the Cuckoo. Like, they just got stuff done, and they have the coolest spells, and they have the coolest weapons, and the coolest fashion, and all that stuff. So, I have this type of build at many different level ranges. I have a level 40 version of this build. I have a level 150 version of this build. I have a level, 300 version of this build? I think so. And I have a build that's very similar to this at level 80. Although the fashion is a little different. It's still pretty similar. So yeah, I love this build. This is maybe my favorite build in the game. So yeah, it's all over the place. I've got it at different level ranges. You might be looking at your YouTube video little, timestamp thingy, and it's saying that this video is almost 30 minutes long. That's right, baby. So the other day, I said, people had been telling me that I should try out the Royal Knight Greatsword, which is Blythe's Colossal Sword, and I should try that out. And it fits really well on this type of build, although you need to go more strength dex than int. So this current version of the build you're seeing right here, this version has like 80 intelligence at the moment. And we use a lot of spells, so that 80 intelligence comes in really handy. Our longsword or Lordsworn straight sword is magic infused, so it's getting insane damage. Also, note, this was all recorded before patch 1.09, so just a little editor's note for anybody who's like a turbo nerd and is curious about that. This was all recorded during 1.08. But yeah, so I'm just showing off the build. I love this build. I have this build all over the place. And we took the level 40 version of this build. We respec'd it, gave it, what it needed in order to use the Royal Knight's Greatsword, and tried it out at level 40. I was absolutely blown away. And I was like, man, this thing is so much better than I anticipated it being. And I said, I don't know, maybe the damage falls off at higher levels. So I said, well, let's try it, let's try it out at higher levels. So here we go, level 150 Royal Knight Greatsword, and just like right off the bat, doing good damage already. I was impressed. And this thing, it's split physical magic damage, but very early on, when you first use the weapon, it leans magic damage, and like at level 40, it's leaning magic damage, and so that really adds up at lower level, where most people probably don't have a lick of flat magic defense, and they don't have a lick of magic damage negation from armor or anything yet. So, or talismans or whatever, what have you. It's crazy at that level, but it's crazy at this level as well. The damage that it puts out is absolutely nuts. The Ash of War is also something that really caught me off guard with how good it was. At level 40, lower level, it's one of those things there are a few examples of in PvP in Elden Ring. There are a few Ashes of War where, as someone who has done a lot of PvP in these games before, you know, you would be like, you know what, I don't think that that's ever going to hit anybody. And then it ends up hitting far more often than I anticipated. Carian Grandeur is another, there's the stats that we went with for this build, by the way. 34, 34, 45. This thing scales well physically, and obviously with intelligence as well. But you don't want to go all in on intelligence, because then you'd be missing out on some extra damage. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolute just golf swing off the balcony. What was I talking about? I digress. I forgot what I was talking about. Wolf's Assault is what we were talking about. Wolf's Assault and Carian Grandeur, two skills that I thought, man, you're never going to hit anybody with this. And then you try it out and you start hitting people with it far more than you would have ever thought you would hit people. A lot of it is misdirection, a lot of it is trades. This thing can trade with whatever it wants to trade with. It's got insane hyper armor, it's got insane damage, true combos, and it does a very good job of covering you, because when you pull that sword out and the ice goes everywhere, that is a much wider attack radius than it looks like, and it will knock people back if they are trying to like rush in and punish you for doing it. Now, it can be punished. It just takes a certain type of thing to punish it. Like a moon veil would punish it very well. Stuff like that. Anything with like a little bit of range that's fast could punish that right there, because you are kind of stuck in that animation for a minute. But that requires your opponent be like on their feet, thinking, head on a swivel type stuff. You just cannot trade with it. It's nuts. It's the opposite of a vendor or a merchant. It just refuses to trade. It's a hoarder. It's Scrooge McDuck. Today's soundtrack in the video, by the way, is being brought to you by Moons and Powerful Queen characters. Just in case, I'll let someone in the comments feel like a real big video game brainiac and figure out which, where all of these songs came from. If you know all of them, it's like you've got some pretty great taste right there. This invasion is insane. This invasion is absolutely nuts, and look, that's 1.08, and I somehow managed to just run parallel to the golden wave and not get hit by it. Absolutely beautiful. Love that. Love that for me. Yeah, this invasion's nuts. It's just all over the place, and it has an ending that you just will not see it coming at all. The dual curved Greatsword Phantom. The host is the healing party member who just does golden wave over and over and over again. And then the other guy is regen with a halberd, which gives him access to running pokes. So the curved greatsword is rough because they do 1,000,000 damage. Golden wave, obviously a pain. But the fact that these people don't have to use their flasks to heal, because they have their little host back there casting heal spells, this is gonna we're in for a long fight. It's also important to remember, context-wise, that this invasion started near the East Capital Rampart, near the Round Table Hold. I forget what it's called in the quote-unquote real world. But it's important to remember that that's where we started. And then I lured them through the Lindell Knight shortcut, where the Lindell Knight and all those soldiers hang out. So there's no telling how long. I have no idea anyway. I can't tell what they've done and what they have not done. Where did the host summon these people? What enemies have they already defeated Where have they already been? That kind of thing. There's no way for me to know this. There's a little shortcoming on the weapon right there. The Wolf's Assault has very bad range if you try and do it from above, which is a shame. I understand why they did it, but it would be a lot of fun if that thing could travel further downwards, just a little. You know, just a little bit. That would be great. But yeah, like I said, I understand why they chose not to let us do that, because some of those would be insane. So I defeated that Phantom, and then almost immediately another blue shows up, and we're right back to where we started here. I've had a little bit of a chance to walk around after defeating that Phantom. I have to walk back up here. Now, I didn't come this direction. I came up the ladder. So all these Lindell Knights are dead. So that's not something I knew. So I just need to make a quick getaway. However, fortunately for me, the ulcerated tree spirit is not dead. And thankfully, in Lindell, it doesn't count as a boss. So we make a few talisman switches, and we swap over back to being a mage for a second. Godfrey icon for the extra damage on the charged version of the Cannon of Haima, as well as the Graven Mass Talisman for the extra spell damage. Once we get that, we hit them with the gavel, we do a little damage, make them use a little FP, maybe a flask. We warp out of here, and this room I already knew still had enemies in it. It was a little risky to go for that Phantom Bloody Finger swap switch right there, because you never know where it's gonna put you at. But that one paid off okay. And then I'm gonna hang out on this ladder. I'm gonna go for another trick that I like to do, which is carrying grandeur while people are up on a ladder. If you do it right, you can fall off and do like a plunge attack with carrying grandeur. But I got a little greedy, so I went for that frost pot, which was a mistake. If I had managed to do that faster and then hit the carrying grandeur with the fall down, that might have been GG's. That might have been good game. But I was a little slow, and so it wasn't meant to be. But now we have the blue on us. The blue using the honest single Naginata, but the Mask of Vare, which leads me to believe this is going to be a bleed-focused build. Again, this is patch 1.08, so that mask hasn't been nerfed yet, which is, why I'm a little hesitant to approach if I don't have to. I'm also checking my compass to make sure that the host isn't close by. As long as the host isn't close by, it should be all right. So we're gonna make this blue. I don't care at all about blues. I defeated a Phantom, and this blue has come in to take the place of someone I have already killed. So I have no regard for blues. You are essentially punishing me for playing well. So yeah, I'm gonna make you fight every enemy in the area before I'm never gonna give you a 1v1, is what I'm getting at. If you show up as a blue and you expect the invader to honorably duel you, you're out of your mind. We're never gonna do that. And the reason is, you've probably shown up because we killed someone. So our reward for playing well was you showing up. And now you want to have an honorable 1v1. Look at what is this super secret invisible magical hoverbike is back. Baby, it's back. That's a deep cut. That's a deep cut. Anyway, yeah, I hate blues. Don't ever expect me to give you an honorable 1v1. You're gonna make me waste flasks that the host doesn't have to waste. You're just cutting into my resources, and I'm in this for the long haul. Okay? Why did I just take damage? Why did I just take damage? you know? I'll tell you why. It's because at some point, some terrible internet connection has happened. And now that host and me are completely desynced. We are desunked from one another. But it's fine, because I know that Carian Grandeur hit. I know it did. It just needed a minute. I told you you'd never guess how that one ended. And you didn't. Super secret, invisible, magical hover bike callback, you never saw it coming. I've been talking for like 15 minutes. I need a little bit of a break. I'm going to have a little drink of coffee, so you guys just enjoy this while I sit here and take a moment for myself. I'll be right with you. Why don't you just edit it out, you ask? Why don't you just edit this out? I don't want to. I know some of you right now are probably wondering, what is the super secret, invisible, magical hover bike? I wasn't here during your Dark Souls 3 invasion videos. Well, I would urge you to just go into the YouTube search bar and type in super secret, invisible, magical hover bike, and you'll see. Just remember that the helmet is sold separately. So make sure you ask your dad to buy you a helmet. We've got some Limgrave gankers hanging out at level 150, doing Limgrave ganker stuff. We got the bully goat with the giant hunt. I have a surprise for that giant hunt guy. Get absolutely aim punched. Oh, you better not do that. You better not do that. Get absolutely caught slipping. So, some people probably don't know this. This guy's one-handing that sword right now. It doesn't matter. You can parry it one-handed, but Giant Hunt, you can parry if it's one-handed or two-handed. Doesn't matter. And you can parry it on Colossals. Doesn't matter. And it's easy to parry. Another little secret, another little tip and trick for you people is you can parry the R2, the heavy attack follow-up, on Flaming Strike. So you know all those like people who play the stuff that they see like streamers and YouTubes and they just copy it and they just press the buttons. They're not good, they're just using good stuff. Those people will absolutely fall for it every time. You can parry those people every time. And then just keep a, plus 25 Misericord in your back pocket and, absolutely dunk on them. But yeah, Giant Hunt can be parried on a Colossal Sword, even when two-handed. It's just a thing you can do. And it rules. I'm thankful for it. Ice Spear, another thing that I always put on this version of the build. I like to have a sword, a straight sword. I like to have a Colossal Sword. I like to have a Greatsword. And I like to have a spear. So straight, great, colossal spear. That's my go-to on my knight builds. Boom! Absolute domination. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Royal Knight Greatsword. It's a slapper. Certified slapper. A little bit of that. A little bit of that. You know what I'm talking about. A little bit of that. Slapper! A slapper! A slapper! I got a slapper! A little bit of teabags, a little bit of running R1, a little bit of everybody's dead. That's it. That's all it takes. That's all she wrote. She sat down and she wrote. That's it. And that's all she wrote. Here we have Moon Knight Blythe. And I like this. He's using... Oh, look how he just barely survived. He's using lore-appropriate weapons that just aren't his weapon. You know? He's using Radahn's. That's lore-appropriate. Blythe helps you defeat Radahn. Radahn was a member of the Carian royal family. You know? He's a Moon Knight. He's doing Moon Knight stuff. Boom! 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 God dang! What a sequence of events that occurred just there. And my commentary. I said boom 3 times.
They call me 3 times the Sayer, 'cause I say her 3 times.
Trade. Trade with everything. Trade with the whole world. Always trade. Just be there. Go to the flea market. Go to the swap meet. Go to your friend Jeremy's house. Oh, the bad luck. Beautiful, though. Beautiful. Let's see how long this guy wants to stick around. Now that it's not, oh, not very long. Now that he's by himself, yeah, I see how it is. So we'll go a little bit of that, cannon, kerboom. Look at him with the rolls. Look at him with the little spear. Not bad. Still got him. Still got him. We'll go for one more. Big charge. Missed. Okay. Well, we need to swap back from our spellcasting talismans to our Fightman talismans. Don't forget to do that. Shard of Alexander. Replace Godfrey with Dagger Talisman for the criticals. In case we get the parry, in case we get the backstab. And the host just leaves him again. This poor person. Oh, Black Flame Tornado? I don't think so. Chill out. You know what I'm saying? I'll give you the cold shoulder. Oh, Lois, it's me. Lois, it's me, Peter Griffin. Frickin' sweet. Oh, I got him, Lois. Frickin' sweet, Lois. Oh, here comes the baby.
Oh, what the deuce? Oh, I'm a drunk baby. Oh, I'm a drunk baby. Oh, what the deuce is? Oh, Lois, I'm drunk.
Oh, Peter! Peter, you let the baby get drunk, Peter! Oh, you got a drunk baby! Frickin' sweet!
I'm a dog.
This episode of Family Guy is brought to you by SaintRiot.com on the internet. Frickin' sweet. What is the, what are you doing? What are we doing? He's got the Royal Greatsword. We could have had a Royal Greatsword off. Instead, we had a don't know how to quick step off of this branch. I guess he really went out on a limb. Absolutely destroyed. Watch this. Watch this. Look. Eyes on screen. Trade. Trade. I'm in a trade union. Okay? Trade you in for a dead model. Trade you in for a dead model and trade union. This invasion is sick. No, none of you could have won this. This is the type of invasion that only I can win. The legend of PvP. SaintRiot.com on the internet. You gave up. You quit playing 15 minutes ago. All right? I'm still in here making absolute plays. All right? You watch this invasion and you say stuff like,
I bet he's complaining on Reddit.
I bet you're complaining in the comments section of YouTube about invasions.
No! Please don't make me face the fact that I'm no better. I'm better.
That's you. Well, this is me. Fucking winning. Give me a minute. Give me 1 minute and see if I don't turn this shit around. See if I don't turn this shit around with the power of mental thinking, with the power of mental fortitude, okay? With the power of believing in myself, with the power of not pulling down my pants and spanking myself on the ass and being like,
no, Mikazoni hates Evaners in this game.
With the power of mental toughness, turning it around like it's a goddamn sailboat. And I'm going the other way. The way to victory. Won't you join me? Won't you come with me? You can. It's easy. Just get on the boat. Here's the stats I used. Thanks for watching my crazy video. I'll see you next time on youtube.com. Until then, like and subscribe. Later, y'all.